Everyone seems to have fallen in love with anime and manga over the past few years, myself included. I've been watching and reading since Pokemon hooked its claws into me in the early 2000s, but more recently, I'd say maybe 2019, manga and anime have boomed into the mainstream in a big way. Like my local comic shop and manga shop used to be empty back in 2018. But now I walk in and I can barely fit in the fucking aisle. Which isn't to say it's a bad thing. The more successful a series or a book gets, the more likely more of it will be created, which makes me happy anyways. Anime or manga has always been a form of escapism for me and millions of others. But for the creators of these beloved series, I think it might be something that they need to escape from. For some of these young men and women, creating manga or anime is their dream job. They've dreamed of it since they were kids. And when reality sets in, it's a whole different ballgame. The anime industry, which has been growing rapidly in recent years, has a dark side that often goes unnoticed. From the exploitation of intellectual property and the commercialization of an art form, anime brings in more than 19 billion a year. Yet its artists are earning barely enough to survive. Now, how the fuck is that fair? One major issue in the anime industry is the working conditions of the animators. They are often required to work long hours for low pay, and they are subject to strict deadlines and demanding schedules. As a result, many animators just suffer from exhaustion and burnout, leading to a high turnover rate in the industry. In some cases, animators even reported being forced to work under harsh conditions, including being made to work overnight shifts and being denied time off. Now imagine that. Now let's talk about the slave labour camps currently going on right now in Japan, or as they like to refer to themselves as, animation studios. Working conditions are grim. Animators often fall asleep at their desks. Henry Thurlow, an American animator living and working in Japan, told BuzzFeed News that he has been hospitalized multiple times due to the illness brought on by exhaustion. One studio, Madhouse, was recently accused of violating labour code. Employees were working nearly 400 hours per month and went 37 consecutive days without a single day off. That is literally, what the fuck? A male animator's 2014 suicide was classified as a work-related incident after the investigators found out he had more than 600 hours in the month leading up to his death. One of, if not arguably, the best manga of all time, Berserk's wonderful author Kentaro Miura's tragic death came too early. The immensely talented manga artist's cause of death was due to an acute aortic dissection, a rare medical condition often caused by hypertension. One major cause of hypertension is extreme stress, and a systemic issue often associated with working in the manga industry is artists being subjected to intense schedules which produces such high stress. While Berserk had long delays between chapters, every page took meticulous work to get perfectly right. Miura's cause of death indicates that his passing might be a symptom of a vast, dangerous problem undercutting the entire manga industry. While every mangaka is different, the average creator might have a mere 3 hours of free time a week when working on a manga. Think about how fucking crazy that is. If you're the creator of a hit series, you are bringing joy to thousands or even millions of fans. You're also getting paid handsomely to do it. But even if you're convinced you've got the skills to make it as a manga pro, before you go quitting your desk job, you might want to check out the intense schedule of the most successful artists working in the industry today. One Piece's Ichiro Oda. Oda was just 22 when One Piece debuted, which means the 48-year-old artist has been drawing the Pirate Saga for half of his life. According to a recent magazine article, here's what a typical day is like for Oda. He wakes up at 5 AM, starts working, continue working throughout the day, only take breaks for things like eating, and then he goes to bed again at 2 AM. In other words, the guy is working for like 6 or 7 times as long as he's sleeping. This isn't just a schedule, especially for busy stretches. This is his regular routine throughout the year. Every single day, 365 days a year. And I literally mean throughout the year, since Oda says he rarely takes days off, even on the weekends. To get a new chapter of One Piece ready for each and every week for Weekly Shonen Jump, the anthology that carries the title, Oda's day-to-day work breakdown is Monday to Wednesday, layout planning and character dialogue, Thursday to Saturday, drawing and inking, and Sunday, colouring and other tasks. Like, the man is a fucking machine. Another horror story would be that of Yu Watase. Yu Watase is the main manga creator behind several fantasy manga. In a blog post, Watase reported her experience working on Arata, the legend, and the cruelty she faced behind closed doors from her editor. Watase would work tirelessly, not sleeping, to produce the chapters for her weekly schedule, only for her editor to tear her down and all of her ideas and demand she created the material that he felt worked better. As it turned out, seemingly every idea, even the one she initially pitched to the publisher, was dismissed in a cruel and hostile fashion. Aside from the intense physical toll, drawing and then completely redrawing the entire manga chapters, and if Watase told anyone about this abuse, the editor would retaliate against her. As it turned out, however, this particular editor treated everyone around him like this. To quote Watase's now deleted blog post, "It was pretty much hell. At some point I was no longer doing it for the sake of the readers, or even for the sake of the manga as a body of work. I was just drawing storyboards and layouts solely to get his approval and keep going." There are many manga creators who end up suffering from their work, either forced to work long hours which affect their physical and mental health, or suffer direct abuse from the system. Ultimately, something needs to change to protect the health and lives of the endlessly overworked creators. Oversaturation and intellectual property theft. Another concerning aspect of the anime industry is the exploitation of intellectual property. In many cases, the original creators of the anime series do not receive proper compensation for their work, leading to a loss of revenue and a lack of recognition for their contributions. This has resulted in a lack of investment in new and innovative ideas, stifling the growth and creativity of the industry. In addition to these issues, the commercialization of the anime industry has also become a concern. Many anime series are being produced solely for the purpose of making money, leading to an homogenization of the content and a lack of originality. This has resulted in a decreased quality of the anime produced and a loss of the unique qualities that made anime so popular in the first place. In conclusion, the anime industry is facing serious challenges that must be addressed if it is to continue to grow and thrive. The exploitation of animators, the theft of intellectual property, and the commercialization of the art form all represent serious threats to the future of the anime industry. It is the responsibility of the industry leaders, creators, and the fans to work together to ensure that the anime industry remains a healthy and thriving part of our cultural landscape. Okay, let's get a bit darker. Buckle your fucking seatbelts, because this is a warning for things to come. I was even afraid to do research on this topic because I might end up on some fucking sort of watch list and people kick down my door. Yes, you heard me right. I think you know where I'm going with this. Anime and manga have an unbelievable problem with this subject, and you know I'm not talking about the odd cleavage shot. You know that's not what I'm talking about. You know that. I'm more referring to the odd trope of authors sexualizing kids in their art. We've all seen it, the high school girl who dresses a bit too risque for her age, but the author waves it away by saying, "Oh, the girl's actually 4,000 years old, so it's fine." Shut the fuck up, you paedophile. And the Western world says, "Oh no, it's okay because it's a different culture, we don't understand their cultural norms." Sexualizing kids isn't a cultural norm, it's pedophilia. Shut your fucking mouth. November 21st, 2017. A Japanese news station reports that Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department has pressed charges against 47-year-old manga artist Watsuki, best known for his international popular Rurouni Kenshin series. They arrested him for the possession of CP. If you don't know what CP means, don't even look it up, never mind. It's pedophilia, basically. The police raided his house and found hundreds of DVDs and downloads of you know what. I would put his interview and his statement admitting guilt into the video, but it's too much and I honestly just wanted to stop doing research after finding out some of the details of these crimes. Surprisingly, the fans pushed for the manga to continue when he got out. In the magazine, it's noted that Watsuki is living a life of reflection and atonement, but that Shueisha and Watsuki decided that continue the manga to answer the desires of the fans was a matter of duty. Did the demands of the fandom to continue the series outweigh the fucking morality of letting Watsuki anywhere near a children's fucking publication continue being an author? That is more or less the question, the central question to the debate on Rurouni Kenshin's continued existence, popularity and support. In my opinion, fuck him, and that's all I have to say on that matter. Well, that's it, fellas. I hope you at least got a little bit of information from this video. Peace.